Shut up and sit down.
So, hello and welcome. I am silently loud and I'm here for one thing and one thing only, and today that one thing is Legend of the Northern Blade. How to get started with the manhwa. Now, this is coming from cbr.com, and I thought I would talk about just a little bit about Legend of the Northern Blade, and well, this article does justice to it, I guess. But there's one thing that I want to talk about, and you're gonna know what that part is when I might start go a little bit on a tangent there. Either way, let's get started. So, martial arts, spiritualism, and swordplay all packed into a fast-paced action story about revenge. Here's where to start Legend of the Northern Blade. Legend of the Northern Blade is an action manhwa webtoon based on an original story from Wugak and illustrated by Min since late 2019. However, despite 2 years of consistent publications, the series has gone widely unrecognized when compared to similar stories like Solo Leveling and Dungeon Reset. Similar stories like Solo Leveling and Dungeon Reset. Now, some of you might have read Solo Leveling or Dungeon Reset, and those of you who do know that they are not similar at all. Legend of the Northern Blade doesn't have anything to do with Solo Leveling or Dungeon Reset. Solo Leveling and Dungeon Reset, basically the core concept is that there are these dungeons, or in a Dungeon Reset there is a dungeon. Either way, then there is this game-like system that makes the protagonist grow faster and stronger. So no, neither of those things are in Legend of the Northern Blade. I would like to say to the whoever wrote this, Samuel Hodgetts. Now, I'm not. I don't want to bad mouth the guy. Okay, this is just one sentence. Okay, everything else in here I'm fine with. Okay, I'm good with it. But that sentence alone makes me go puff. Because if the man is reading Solo Leveling or Dungeon Reset, even one chapter, hell, even at least a little bit, he would know Legend of the Northern Blade has nothing to do with those two. Now, those two are a bit similar. Just a bit. They are not the same. Alright, I recognize that. Now, do you see what I meant by that I might go on a little bit of a tangent? Fucking yeah. Let's continue. In spite of this, oh little fucker. In spite of this, Legend of the Northern Blade consistently provides its readers with eye-wateringly intense fight scenes that blend martial arts with spiritualism and swordsmanship. It achieves this all while maintaining a distinct art style which focuses on sharp contrast between generally darker tones and sudden vibrant highlights on the page that draw attention immediately. Here's what Legend of the Northern Blade is all about, and where newcomers can get started with the manhwa. Now, I can truly say that the art style of Legend of the Northern Blade and the fight scenes are incredible. There is not... Actually, I can't think of an art style that comes close to that style. I mean, Solo Leveling's art style might be a bit similar-ish. I mean, there might be some fight scenes where you can draw similarities. Ooh, and there might be a few scenes in Tower of God that might be similar, but the art style is different. I do recognize that, but there are some points that you might draw a few connections in there. But the art style is great. Here is, yeah, you can, yeah, this, there are much better scenes to, get a glimpse of the art style, but I'm sure you will find them yourself when you start reading, and you really should. Legend of the Northern Blade is an underrated gem in the same way that the web light novel Chrysalis is. If you want something to read, not manhwa, read Chrysalis. Let's continue so that I don't go on another tangent. Wugak quickly establishes the deep history of war within Legend of the Northern Blade, chronicling the decade-long conflict between the Northern Heavenly Sect and the demonic Silent Knight, which only recently ended as the story begins. Jin Woo-won's father is the fourth-generation leader of the Northern Heavenly Sect, but following the disappearance of the Silent Knight and subsequent conclusion to the war, he is betrayed by those who once fought beside him and accused by the government of being a traitor to the people. This leads to the disbanding of the Northern Heavenly Sect and Jin Woo-won's father ultimately sacrificing himself to ensure his son's safety. Legend of the Northern Blade follows Jin Woo-won's journey to become the rightful fifth leader of the sect, as he secretly trains in the martial arts of his predecessors, all under the constant watch of the Central Heavenly Alliance and the Nine Skies. And I think here is the picture of the Nine Skies. Yeah. And I think in the story we haven't got a good glimpse on any of them, really. I can't remember, actually. We might have... I'm not sure. Well, either way. Jin Woo-won's fate becomes intertwined with a complex cast of allies and adversaries as he travels a path of destruction and bloody revenge, also attempting to discover the truth behind his father's betrayal. Now, this line here. He travels a path of destruction and bloody revenge. Yeah, if this would have come out like a month ago, I would have disagreed with this. At least a little bit. But I think it was the latest chapter, or one before that. In that chapter did Jin Woo-won first time ever, after growing a little bit and getting some real power, did he really say that he wants revenge and he is walking the path of blood. He did recognize that himself and he is willing to walk it. So yeah, but until that point there's a lot of stuff between the beginning and this. So I'm not sure how to feel about that, but yeah. Either way, read it yourself and tell me what you think about it, okay? You really should do that. all of the officially translated chapters of Legend of the Northern Blade are available for streaming on Tapitoon, with the first 3 chapters being completely free and the new ones being released every Thursday. Tapitoon offers a range of options for purchasing the remaining chapters using a point-based currency system. Okay, so if you're interested in any of that, then go ahead. Now, yeah, Legend of the Northern Blade is, I think it's up there with Tower of God. What else could be a good comparison? Noblesse is great. Well, Solo Leveling was good. It was really good, but the last 10 chapters or so I've gotten just bored of it. That is just my opinion, okay? Don't don't come at me. But yeah, you really should read this Legend of the Northern Blade. It's really good, really good. And if you can, you should support the author any way you can, and Tapitoon might be one of those ways to do it, but we all know that you don't need to. Okay, everyone knows you can read these wherever the hell you want, but the way I try to do it every time, if I love something, then I try to pay for it. Yeah. That's a weird way to put it, but yeah. Either way, I think that's it for today. Like and subscribe, all that jazz, and see you next time. Bye.
Shut up and sit down.